Pistol Nation, my friends, we got a brand new game that just came out. It's called a Monster Fable puzzle, or I believe for short just Monster Fable. But as you can see, it is a puzzle game. It's pretty cool. It's very similar to a lot of the other puzzle games, but you actually have a whole village that you have to build. You have these little creatures and they're called bookmon, which is funny because pretty close to Pokemon, and you actually do capture them. Like as you're going through your campaign level, you'll actually be capturing them, and they're called bookmon though, and they got the green type, the blue type, the red type, and the yellow type. So at the top left corner, as you can see, they have this little circle and it shows you what beats what. I was just going to give you guys and girls some tips and tricks if you do want to check this game out, or if you're new to the channel and you just discovered me, then I got some beginner tips for you. If you enjoyed this video, pistol whip that like button, hit that subscribe button for more mobile gaming content. Dude, the last few days there's been so many new mobile games. My phone has been blowing up with notifications. I've gotten like 6 notifications in the last 2 days. There's so many new mobile games, and I'm like playing them all, and I'm trying to cover them all. So it's a lot to talk about. There's just a lot of gaming. The one thing I'm gonna suggest right off the bat is don't do auto combat. If you're in a really tough battle, the auto combat is kind of crappy in this game. As you can see, you can just click auto and the game will play itself, and it'll just match up the gems and you don't have to do it. It's okay if you're strong enough to just like bust through the level, but if you're on like a really tough level, then you're definitely going to want to turn the auto combat off and just manually do it, because you can actually change each character who you want to attack. Some are good against others. So here, let me turn this auto combat off real quick. Like, see how we have these two? You can choose who you want to attack. Right now they're both green, so it doesn't matter, and it'll tell you like this guy's weak and this guy is strong. Now the way the attacks work is it goes by the rows. So if I clear any of these gems in these first 2 rows underneath this little bear with a donut around his neck, he will do damage. He will do an attack. If I clear any of these 2 rows under this green guy, he will attack, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't go by like the colors. Like I know how you see these blue. If you match the blue colors, the blue gems, it doesn't mean that the blue guy is going to attack. It goes by your rows. So you have to keep that in mind. I don't even think the game mentions that. It doesn't tell you how it works, but it goes by the rows underneath. When you first start out, some of these buildings that you see right here that I have unlocked, you will not have. So as you progress through the game, you'll unlock more buildings. See right here, this stuff will open up. This stuff was all closed off too, and the trees and stuff will move out of the way and new buildings will be unlocked. My very first tip for beginners when you're starting to upgrade your buildings is focus on upgrading your statue right here. This is very important. You want to upgrade your statue because if you look at this, it reduces the building time by a percentage. So you want to have this as high as possible first, because then when you do your other upgrades, these upgrades will take less time. So make sure you prioritize the statue first, then the fairy light tree. The fairy light tree is also very important because it increases your max storage. Now early on in the game, you're going to be very full with these. As you can see, I have 106. I'm super full. So you're going to want to increase this so you can have more. And one of the reasons is because you're going to use the little starlight things right here to get more bookmen. So once you unlock this nest with the little bird on it, you're going to go into it. And this is an easy way to get more bookmen, which is more of the creatures. And as you upgrade this, you can see you'll be able to get more. This will let me have a chance to get a 2-star earth elemental, a 2-star water elemental, a 2-star fire elemental. And then at level 20, we have a chance to get a 3 to 5-star bookmon. And what you're going to do is when you dispatch these, it's going to cost resources. So as you can see down here, it's going to cost you these little purple starlight things. So you want to have your max storage maxed out, so that way early on in the game you're still generating more, because you're going to be getting these every time you complete a mission. So statue first, fairy light tree next. After that, it kind of doesn't really matter. It's up to you. The traveling card is a good option if you want to look for items to trade. As you can see, at level 5 you'll get another option, and this is a good way to get different resources that you can't find in the campaign or that are harder to get. Also, we have the city hall, which will pretty much just let you carry more bookmon. I haven't had an issue with this so far. Right now it says the storage is at 56, and honestly I haven't really had an issue with that. I have 17 so far, so I'm okay. Second tip, really important. What do you do with your duplicates? So when you're playing this game, you're going to get duplicate bookmen. So you might get 2 of this guy, or 3 of him, or 4 of this Umbroom. Whatever it is, you might get multiples of these characters. What do you do with them? Well, it's very simple. There's no really reason to save them. The best thing to do with them is just you'll click on one of your characters, you'll hit level up, and then you can just use it as experience points to level up. Aside from these little like red things that are experience points, you can also use your bookmen. It depends on the type though. As you can see, I have green. I could do blue, but you're gonna get more XP if you use the same type. So if I use green, I'm gonna get way more XP than if I were to use another one. So I've been trying to just catch all of them, like have one of every one, and then whatever my duplicates are, I'll just use them to upgrade my other ones. Next tip is, as you're playing the game, right here we got a wild bookman, found a Squirtus, a Squirtle pretty much. This feels like a ripoff of Pokemon almost. So you're going to draw on your spell tome with a quill to catch it, and this is one way to catch these little bookmon. As you can see at the bottom, it says common quill, refined quill, and exquisite quill. So if you click on the little question mark, it'll tell you you have to use these in order to try and capture them. Think of these quills as like Pokeballs almost. So think of it as like a regular Pokeball, a great Pokeball, and an ultra Pokeball. That's the best way I can give an example for. It says a quill that is commonly found greatly increases the chances of bookmon escaping if the capture fails. So if you use this bottom one, the common one, and you don't capture it, it has a high chance to run away, so you won't get a second chance to try and capture it. If you use a refined quill, as you can see, it'll say it moderately increases the chances of bookmon escaping if it fails. And then if we use the exquisite, which we don't have enough, I don't have any, I'd have to spend 150 gems. Let's see, do I have the gems? I do. So if we do this, it says a rare quill does not increase the chance of bookmon escaping if the capture fails. So this is gonna let the bookmen stay around and they won't run away. So you're gonna want to use these for like the rare finds. If you find a 3-star bookman, a 4-star, or a 5-star, you're definitely going to want to use the higher rarity quills, just because it'll give you another chance to catch it if you do fail. Down here on the little book, you kind of just draw whatever the hell you want. I know it's kind of showing you a symbol, and as you do it, it'll show you different symbols. My personal experience, I've tried drawing the symbol, I've tried drawing my own symbol, I've tried drawing whatever the hell I wanted. It doesn't seem to have an effect on the catch rate. It just kind of seems like it's random, so it doesn't really matter if you follow that or if you just do squiggles or whatever. It's pretty random. I think it has more to do with the quill that you select at the bottom. So we chose a high level quill, so let's see what happens. He popped out, but he won't run away because we use an exquisite quill. So now we'll just do it again. I think like the more you color this book in, honestly, the higher the capture rate, because that's what it seemed to be for me. When I just like covered this whole book with just scribbles, the capture rate was like really good. I just kept catching them. But when I would only draw like 1 or 2 squiggles, they always popped out. Like, see, that's crazy. I don't know if that matters or not, but as a tip, try it out. Just cover the whole book and see if it increases your chance, because whenever I do that, I always catch them. So as you can see, we got ourselves a 3-star Squirtus, like almost like a Squirtle. But this is a really cool game. I love the puzzles. I think the puzzle is so much fun. Like the puzzle gameplay is really fun. They also have some PvP battles, and I'll go into here. If you go into arena, they also have guilds. this is my PvP team. Now there are some like bonuses right here that'll happen. It says dance with water. Water elemental bookman will get an increase. So it says plus 20 right now because I have 1 water bookman in my team. So what you could do is, based on the buff that's going on right now, you could change your team and make it all water so you could get a bigger buff to your power. And if you don't want to do that, you can actually re-roll your buff. So right here it says out of 5. I could re-roll it and it'll change to 4 and it's still the same. I'll roll it again. Okay, now we got a different one. Dance with Earth. Earth Elemental Bookman will get a buff. So right here, as you can see, he's going to get a huge buff. We got plus 30. So you could go and I could edit my team and I could put all Earth Elementals in, and now I'll get tons of more power for my team when I go into a PvP battle. And if we go into guilds, we do have guild bosses. The guild bosses are pretty cool. You'll need your whole guild to attack the boss and try and take it down. You will get some pretty good rewards. It's fun. Other than that, nothing really else you can do. You can chat with your guild. They do have a chat room, regular chat. There's still some more features I haven't unlocked yet. The only thing that's kind of crappy about this game is the summoning. It seems really hard to summon new creatures. Like, as you can see, it's like 150 gems to summon one, and it's really hard to get gems. 1200 for 10. It's really hard, and that's just for a basic summon. If you go to a platinum summon, it's even more. This is just to get like a 3 to 5 star character. It's 300 gems for one. That's the only thing that sucks. It's really hard to get these creatures, right? It's really hard. You'll have, sometimes when you clear a level and you get to a new area, it will give you a little bonus ticket to give you a free summon. But other than that, it's kind of hard to get new bookmen, at least through the regular summoning. The best way to get the bookmen, I would probably say, is just play adventure and then capture them when they appear. So if I were to use my gems, I would not use my gems on the summonings. I would use my gems on the quills. So if you need like that exquisite quill, I would use that, just because you have a better idea of what you're going to catch, whereas the summoning is completely random. And if you're going through adventure and just a wild bookman appears, you know what it is, you know how strong it is, and you can choose if you want to use a powerful quill or, you know, one of the weaker quills, and decide if you even really want to catch it. So I think that's important. Use your gems for the quills. Don't use your gems for the random, you know, gamble, because this is just costs too much, and you're not going to get really, you don't really know what you're going to get, whereas this is a more sure way through just catching them. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Pistol whip that like button, hit that subscribe button for more mobile gaming. This was just a short little tips and tricks video for if you're just starting out. I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure